welcome. Okay, many missionaries need a missionary agency to help them with administrative tasks so that they can stay on the mission field leading people to Jesus. So what should missionaries look for when they choose a missionary agency? Today I have a very special guest, Mike Martin. He's with Laborers Together International, and he has a missionary agency that serves missionaries and helps keep them on the mission field. Mr. Mike, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to be with you, sir.
So tell me a little bit about Laborers Together and what your purpose is.
Laborers Together is actually founded and based on 1 Corinthians 3:9, which says we're laborers together with God. Our laborers together in Christ. Well, we are laboring together with missionaries. So we're there to be a support to them, to help them. We are administrative office for missionaries. We handle their finances, all of their correspondence, and we take care of everything they need here in the U.S. So that it takes the burden and the pressure off of them to remain there on the field, knowing it's taken care of. And we are a 501c3 tax-exempt organization.
Okay, so your website says that Laborers Together International was established to help ordinary people do extraordinary things for God by giving them an opportunity to fulfill the Great Commission, as well as to help missionaries all over the world to fulfill the call of God that's on their lives and ministries. Can you explain to me a little bit what is a missionary agency, and why should a missionary look for a missionary agency?
Generally speaking, what we have found anyway is that when a missionary goes overseas, they either have their parents handle their finances or their local church, which is fine, but a local church, that's not their vision. The vision is to reach the people, and our organization, Laborers Together International, or LTI, we are there. Our main focus is to help you, the missionary, fulfill the call that's on your life. And so a lot of missionaries have their parents do it, and a lot of people want to have tax deductibility. Parents cannot give that. And so with us, we're able to do that. So one of the things that...
So you send out tax receipts at the end of the year.
Yes.
You keep everything compliant with the IRS
Yes.
and the laws that
Yes.
govern not-for-profit organizations here
That's correct.
in America. And so basically you're enabling missionaries to stay on the field and to focus on their calling, leading people to Jesus, building churches, whatever they're called to do. And you handle some of the administrative side to make it happen.
That's correct.
And so what are some of those administrative things that you do for missionaries?
We help take care of their finances. So people would send their donation to us, and based on the way I asked IRS, which they did something totally unheard of, they allowed us to do certain things. Well, I go by the principle of you have not because you ask not. So if in a check, if people write a check and send it, they make the check payable to LTI, and in the memo, which is typically not done, you write for the missionary.
The name of the missionary that
missionary.
they're supporting.
And that money goes into a separate account. We have two major accounts. The ministry account, which is where we get our money, partners, but then we establish another account, and
for each missionary.
Well, yes, we establish an account for, and we call it LTIN, which stands for Laborers Together International Network. Money goes into that account, and then each missionary has an account underneath that account. So then we electronically transfer their money into their accounts. So it never goes to our personal, what we call operating. It goes into a total separate account.
So you're not spending the money on your own operating expenses.
No.
Now, how long does it take you to get the money to them? Does it take a month or two for the money to get there, or how long before the missionary accesses the money to be able to use it?
We make deposits every Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, and by the following Monday, they get their money. So it is immediately.
So it can immediately go to the mission field and be put to work as soon as someone gives a donation. That's tremendous. And then you're also sending out newsletters. I know when I was young, my parents were missionaries in the nation of Mexico. We stuffed newsletters and we sent them out like 2,000 newsletters every single month. It's a lot of work. Us kids were slave labor, and so we would get our envelopes and we would stuff them. We'd get paper cuts, and we'd complain about it. And my mom says, well, you want to eat, don't you? You have to help stuff the newsletters. Yeah. And so you do that for missionaries.
We have, that's why I'm chuckling, we have what we call a newsletter stuffing party. And some of our board members that live around this area, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we'll have them over to our house or to our office, one of the two, and we'll just spend the day doing that. But we take care of everything, and we send out everything.
And then you put a remittance envelope in there.
Yes.
And people can also donate online or by credit card.
Yes, we have people who donate by credit card, online giving. What we do is try to make giving to that missionary extremely easy and quick, and we do not hold their money. It is long enough in the bank to make sure checks or whatever clears, credit cards get processed, and then it immediately goes out.
That is extremely valuable for keeping the missionary on the field. Now you have quite a few missionaries that you represent. What are some of the nations that you have missionaries in right now?
We have some in the Northern Europe. What we call Northern Europe is like in Finland and the Netherlands, then Europe, France, Germany, England. Then we have Eastern Europe, Bulgaria, Macedonia, over into Mexico, and then over in the Asian countries. And so it's pretty much all over the world. Yeah.
Wow, really that's tremendous. Now, you just mentioned you have a missionary in Macedonia, and in Acts chapter 16, Paul received a Macedonian call in a vision. He saw a man in Macedonia who called him to come and help him. And so you told me you received a Macedonian call. Tell me about that.
It was really funny. We got on my cell phone, I noticed this number was international number. And I thought, well, it's got to be one of our missionaries. I don't recognize the number. So I answered and said, hello, this is Mike. And this man said, hi, my name is Angel. I'm from Macedonia. Come help us. And I started laughing. And I laughed and laughed and laughed. And he said, what are you laughing at? I said, I got a Macedonian call. And I'm curious, how did you get my number? It's fine. And he said, a friend of mine who knows you, that you're helping in Bulgaria, I called him and asked him for some help. He said, I can't help you, but Mike Martin can. Here is his phone number, and gave me your phone number. I said, well, what kind of help do you need? So he told me he needs help. He gets support from the U.S., but he didn't have a way to get it to him. And so we began to explain what we do, and he said, I need help, and we've helped him, not just finances, but various things that we've done for them. It's been amazing, and we've made several trips to Macedonia, and it's powerful what's happened over in Macedonia.
Wow, that's just one story from the missionaries that you support and help them to stay out on the field. Mr. Mike, you're doing extremely valuable work, keeping missionaries out there, telling people about Jesus. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it very much.
God bless you.
Blessings.
Daniel King is on a mission to save 1 million souls a year, but he can't do it alone. Would you consider sowing a financial seed today? To give, please visit www.kingministries.com.